want to review that. And we're hoping to get the presentations on the forum as well. So you'll be able to look at those too. I think we're just about ready to go live on YouTube, and we'll get into the first question. So let's ask the Queen of the Visas how she's doing. How are you, Gildy? Looking fabulous.
Hello, Carl. Yes, I'm fine.
You're
No,
looking
I'm
very
feeling,
relaxed. What's your
yeah,
secret?
I'm feeling really relaxed.
Having a week off was useful, was it?
Yes, it was. It was very good.
Very good. Okay,
What
excellent.
about you, Carl?
I I I've been very busy. I'm relaxed, and
But you look a little
I'm
bit
grateful.
tan also.
Yes, I have. Yes, that's very kind of you to say so. I feel a little bit self-conscious and embarrassed, but well, thank you for noticing, Gilda. No, how are you? Help me out here.
All good, all good. Good
Excellent.
night, everyone. I'm not in Portugal, but I'm not on vacation. So I'm glad that you are on vacation, Gilda. So recover for the hard times that you passed.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
In this moment, because I'm a kind of Swiss knife, so I'm with my youngest doctor in Amsterdam because she's coming to do a master degree in law, and I just here to see if everything is okay. And tomorrow morning I depart
Wow.
to do
Okay.
that.
So
So all good, all good.
a master's in law. Is it in migration law? Is it in an area that Gilda might be interested in?
No, 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 no. It will be
Okay.
commercial business law.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So staying with business then, how's it looking in the world?
Much better, Nuno. Well done for her.
I don't know.
Good guidance and parenting there. Come back to migration in a moment, Gilda. I think the big news here in Portugal when it comes to insurance, Nuno, was are all those cars insured that caught fire near the airport the last weekend? I mean, that was extraordinary, wasn't it? There was a great fire where cars are parked for people who are going on holiday. They were parked very close together. We discovered afterwards that this is an unlicensed project. And this project has been going for a number of years, but hasn't been exactly staying the right side of the law. And obviously, each of those 200 or so people who had their cars incinerated, basically, will be wondering how they're covered. What was your view when you saw that?
So, yes, because
That
hello?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, go on. That was YouTube just
Okay.
putting in there. Carry on.
Because the place is not licensed,
Yeah.
yes, insurers could technically refuse claims,
Yeah.
but I believe that they will not do that.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, some are providing um, an additional car to these people, to some of these
Are
people.
they? Oh, that's
Uh,
good.
yes, a few, not all insurers, some, because they try to get some advantages of this marketing also. Yeah, is it true? What I know is that EV haters are trying to to settle that
Yeah.
everything has started on a EV. It could start, I don't know, but I was curiosity about these, and the reality is that EVs start on fire. Or better, combustion vehicles start on fire 29 times more
Yes.
than EV vehicles. We in insurance we already manage 3 claims about related with cars that just start entering on fire. All of them combustion cars, and one is belongs to a non-Portuguese couple. So like 4 or 5 months ago. So this is something that, yes, it happened. It happened. What I know is that the not all the cars has own damages insured. So this will be a loss. And for Portuguese families, the where people have the the big assets are home and car. So
Yeah.
one of the big assets they lose.
Incredible, incredible. Hopefully that loss isn't too savage for Portuguese families who've just gone away on holiday and left their car there. Because you don't think, do you, to ask? You're not going to be asking a company like, can you prove that my car's going to be safe? They've been operating for 14 years, I think that you said. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't be thinking to do that. So thankfully, some of the insurance companies are being helpful in that regard. Any more news from the insurance industry?
Not related with insurance, but I think that it's important to the expats community to know, to have some numbers related with healthcare, which I think that it's one of the big issues, the big concerns. So today, I heard that on the public system, the surgeries had increased 8.5%. So in Portugal, the public system never did so many surgeries as they did in this first semester. Okay.
Why was this?
I don't know how they did it. I know that they have some agreements with private sector because they cannot handle with all the demand, but simultaneously waiting lists are keep increasing.
Right.
So this is related, in my opinion, with an elderly population, and so if we think that the life expectancy is 81 years old in Portugal, what we know is that from 65 to 81 years old, private health insurance, so insurance, not public, insurers spend so much money as they spend with the first 65 years of everyone.
Wow.
So this is the reality, and I think that the age of the population is what is putting more and more pressure on the public and on the private sector, and claims are becoming in a bigger number.
Yeah.
And also the severity, so the cost of the claims are also increasing. So yes, Portugal has capacity to do surgeries and to provide healthcare, but the lack of their capacity is bigger and bigger, is increasing also.
Amazing. Yeah, right. But that's good to hear, isn't it? It goes against many international trends that more people are being seen.
Yeah.
So well done, the Portuguese health sector on that, and thank you for that news, Nuno. Is that everything from you for the time being?
Yes, for now, yes, related with
Right.
insurance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you been in the office much, Gilda? Is there much to report? I mean, basically, we're in August, aren't we? Many people are on holiday. Have been threatening to go on strike or work to rule. I think, actually, that's my question for you this evening. The word strike has been used. What's happening at IMA between now and Christmas is the threat of working to rule. It's not the same as a strike, is it? Which can be very sensational when people hear that word.
Yes, so what is going on? They are going to be working until December, until the end of the year, but they are only going to accept like the minimum services. Why? Because they want to be concentrated in the pending process. They want to clean up all the pending process until the end of the year. So
Okay.
that is why.
Yep. And so that's very different to the whole sensational headlines of IMA going on strike, which
Yes.
terrifying people around the world.
Yes.
Okay, so in a way, it's a good thing that they're working to that rule and they want to get that process, but they're not getting any more colleagues and they're not getting any more support, are they? Which is why they're not.
Well, the government opened vacancies for new people that wanted to go to Ireland, but the problem seems that not many people will apply, or not many people applied.
Yep.
So let's wait and see if they can make their team grow.
Yes.
If not, it's going to be a problem.
Okay, fingers crossed then for that team growth at IMA. Anything else to report? I mean, it's going to be quiet, isn't it, in August?
Well, there is something important to report. As you know, many things are not happening like renewals are not being done as they should be. Family reunions are not becoming a reality. Some people have been waiting for almost 2 years to get their relatives' residency permit. And also people that came with visa but not with an appointment, they've been struggling for almost 1 year to get an appointment. So what has been working? People go to places like EI or other migration lawyers, asking to sue or to put a process against IMAN.
Yeah.
So what has been happening right now is that many courts, the administrative courts, are getting so many processes every day that now they are struggling because almost all the processes that they are getting are from IMAN.
Right.
To push IMA to make decisions.
Yes.
So, and most of the times they are successful. But this is very complicated because you need to spend time.
Mhm.
In some of these actions, you need to pay a fee, not only to the lawyers, but also to the state. Of course, that if you win, they will reimburse you the fee. But people are spending a lot of money to see if they get their situation legalized in order.
What a shame it has to come to that. But
Yes.
that is the way that people are finding some kind of leverage in the mix there by actually going ahead and suing IMA.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Is that everything for now, Gilda? We'll get into some questions and some comments otherwise.
Yes, I would like also to talk about the D2 visa because on the last Dream Team session, I talked about the D2. And maybe I think, Astrid, we should do an webinar about the D2 because when I talked about the D2 and the different approaches from the D2, we got many emails about that, many questions, many doubts about the D2 process.
Okay, so maybe a special on the D2. Can you just briefly tell us what the D2 is and the criteria and who might be eligible for that?
Okay, so for the D2, we have 3 different types of visa. For people that are independent workers, such as artists, writers, that are freelancers. And then we have for business owners, people that are business owners, and they need to incorporate a company. And with that incorporation of a company, they need to show a business plan. They need to show that they have experience on this matter and the business that they are incorporating in Portugal. That is the D2 entrepreneur visa. And then we have the D2 startup visa, which is if you have innovation project, an innovation idea, a tech idea, you can ask for a Portuguese incubator to sponsor your project, and they will issue a term from IAPME, which is a Portuguese institution. And with that, you can apply for a D2, but with a startup visa. And in this way, you will have a fast track for a D2.
Wow. Okay. It sounds like the D2 has become the sexy visa. Do you remember when the D7 was that?
Yes. Now the D2 is the sexy visa. I'm going to tell you why. Because with all the limitations for the golden visa, many people that now want to invest in Portugal, they are going through the D2 route.
Yes. Yes, very good. Okay, so a D2 special perhaps then.
Yes, and
Looking,
also one thing very important, sorry to interrupt you,
oh, no, carry
is
on.
that you know that we have with these residency visas, we have these limitations of the time that you need to spend in Portugal. But if you have a D2 visa and if you have to travel on work, it's easier to explain that if you won't comply with the minimum days of staying in Portugal, having a residency permit.
Okay, thank you very much indeed for that mention of the D2 there. Perhaps, Astrid, we can make a note of that and do that. And it's very nice, Astrid, that you've got like an 80s video, pop video wind machine going on there. I'm quite jealous. That breeze is looking amazing there. Is there some dry ice towards the end of the show and some lasers maybe as well? It's a great effect.
It's hot here in the Alentejo, Carl. I need something to cool me down.
Well, it's a good look. Yeah, I wish I had a fan.
We had a cool change today. It took it down to 32. So I'm
Oh
quite,
my goodness. Okay. Well,
yeah,
yes. The fans of Portugal should be in the Alentejo tonight. Thanks, Astrid, very much indeed. Right. Okay. Let's get into the comments and questions then over here on Zoom first, because we of course prioritize our Expats Portugal members over here. Denise, you're looking like you've had a summer vacation, says Denise to Gilda there, and you enjoyed the really interesting crypto presentation. So yes, as I said, that'll be up on the YouTube channel Sunday evening. Tom's in. Greetings from Ohio, where it's a sunny 22 degrees, enjoying the fall preview. Summer should return by Saturday. Fingers crossed for that, Tom. And Debbie, this is lovely news. Hello from wonderful Coimbra. This is what we love to hear, where I celebrated 3 months here last Friday. So parabéns, congratulations, well done to you, Debbie. Give us a little bit more, will you? What are the highlights of being there in Coimbra that others can visit and enjoy? The Naunu, the continuing adventures of the Naunu. And Gilda, if you could make a little behind-the-scenes connection with Carolina Cunha, that would be great as well. Been waiting for the D2 visa approval from India for 9 months now. Any updates on what's going on in India, Gilda?
Yes, everything is very slow, but maybe we can do something to pull the process on the top.
Okay, there you go. Thank you very much.
But I'm sorry, I need to answer this because I checked today. I checked all the emails from Geral, and there weren't any left to reply. So I find this strange. Maybe I'm going to put my email here so that you can send directly to me.
There you go, the Nano. That's really helpful. Thanks, Gilda. Derek, hi, everyone. We've been working in the west of Scotland for 2 weeks. Rained every day. Sorry to hear that, Derek. Back home to Lagos and the sun tomorrow, thank goodness. So lots of love to you then, Derek and Linda. Not going to Lisbon, Gilda. I think heading straight to the Algarve there. Phyllis, boa noite from Setúbal. As we just celebrated 1 week. That's great news as well. How is it? Let us know what you love about Setúbal as well. Could not have done this without EI and Carla at Casa Portuguesa. So working with that particular dream team there, the two sisters of companies, EI or A and Casa Portuguesa there. What's happening at Casa Portuguesa? Guessing they're staying very busy, Gilda. They've got a lot of demand, but not a lot of supply in August, right?
They have a lot of demands and they are working a lot. And also, I would like to talk about the new services from Casa Portuguesa.
Oh, okay. Well, that now it sounds like we planned that. I did not know that was coming. Tell us about the new services from Casa Portuguesa, if you will.
So we are granting support, every kind of support when you buy a house. For instance, Phyllis is here, and they know that they were making works in the house, but they were not here. So Carl was going there every week, sometimes more than once a week, to see how things were going there. But this was a service that we already had, but not many people know about it. And also, one thing that we are doing is for people that now arrive and find the house, we are offering a package for 1 year so that you can call us if something is wrong in the house. You can call us, and we will fix it. If you need an electrician, if you need
Does that
a plumber.
does that include unmuting Zoom?
On
No.
what?
Does that include unmuting Zoom? Because there's still a lot of people who need help with that. Probably not, to be fair. Sorry, my little joke there.
But and also we are providing a service that for a long time has been asked for us, but we were not able to provide because we didn't have enough resources. And now we are doing it, which is being how do I call this? Representing you at the condo meetings.
The homeowners association.
Yes.
That's a great service.
And yes,
for many
and
reasons,
even if you have like a new building, and if you are living in a new building, we can do the all management of the building. So
That's
we are
incredible.
providing these services with Casa Portuguesa and much more, everything related with your new home, everything that you would like to see being done, or any help, even with the decoration, refurbish, everything.
That's fabulous, because I guess how it was framed and positioned before, it was getting you here and getting you into your property. Now the hand-holding continues in the months and years ahead.
Yes, because we noticed that especially on the first year, when our clients arrive, they don't know how to move in the city that they chose to be in.
Right.
They don't know who to call, and then if they want to make new keys for the apartment. This is something very common that the clients keep asking us: where can I make extra keys? Where can I do this? Where can I do that? So we are selling a package which is experiments, and we are going to have these services.
What a fabulous idea.
You can use.
I mean, really, that's like Casa Portuguesa Concierge, isn't it?
It is. It
Okay,
is.
what a wonderful idea. Very, very good. And that particular aspect of it, where you can be represented at the condo association or the HOA, the house owners association, is amazing. We've seen the blood drain from Daniel's face when he's talked about going to those meetings.
Yes.
I mean, not only for a foreigner, they're in a foreign language, aren't they? But they can go
Yes.
on for a very long time, and you'll be missing a lot of the nuance. So you can get Casa Portuguesa to do that for you and represent you in the condo association. That is a fantastic service. Find EI and Casa Portuguesa in the Expats Portugal business directory. Brilliant. Okay, I think we're going to stay with you. Phyllis saying that is a service that is priceless, says Phyllis, and Debbie saying that's great. Denise wants to know if it's restricted to any particular region. So is that available countrywide?
Not really. It needs to be in the Lisbon and in Porto area.
Right. Okay. And then presumably,
otherwise it would be very expensive.
Sure. Okay. So, but that, I mean, we can expect that to grow according to demand and as the populations grow in particular cities, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. That's great. Gilda, can you comment on the situation as you understand it with online applications to the IRM? That's the registry office here, isn't it? Specifically for Portuguese nationality. How is this process going so far? Oh, and Denise is adding to that. Yeah, I'm on my second anniversary of my application. 2 years now, and all I have is a reference number. So please, can you help Diana and Denise with that?
Yes, it's been taking around 2 to 3 years. I don't know if you did by yourself or if you did with a lawyer. If you did with a lawyer, you should render a power of attorney to ask IRN the states of the process. Yeah, via lawyer. So yeah, you should try to get an answer, but it's going slow. It's going slow.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. So nothing too much to offer you there, Diana and Denise. And on that note of having Portuguese citizenship, a slightly different angle, but Green Soul is over on YouTube. We've also got Just Jess over there with the Bom Dia, Squire of the Shires, Boa noite todos. And we've got Green Soul. Hi, everyone. My great-grandfather is from Portugal with the Portuguese surname. Can I become a citizen So that's with a great-grandfather, Gilda. Also, I think I look Portuguese. I don't think that's part of the criteria. And currently born and raised in the USA, like Bruce Springsteen there. So if you've got a Portuguese great-grandfather, is that criteria for becoming a Portuguese citizen?
No, it only goes until the grandparents.
Even if you look Portuguese?
Yes, even if you look Portuguese, unless your grandparents are still alive, and then they can pull the nationality, and then through them, the parents, and then you.
Okay. Oh, I see. That would be a way of doing it. So there you go. Sorry, Green Soul. I'm not sure.
Otherwise, you can apply for a visa, wait 5 years, and then become a Portuguese citizen.
Exactly. That's the way to do it. There are always other ways of doing this. I was going to say of skinning a cat, but it's not an expression I like to use. Especially, oh, good news on the pet front. I don't know if Mandela's nearby. We've had a cat missing for 2.5 weeks here in the house. He came back this morning, which is a lovely story. So much relief, especially with other members of this household. We've also got comments. Squire of the Shires, thank you very much for your comments. And Mr. S. Shager has been very busy, though. Is that because it's the silly season and the politicians are actually on holiday, but Shager has still been busy making noises? There's something I want to ask you about, which is an awkward subject, really, but in many ways, talking to you about it can help us see if there's any truth in it or anything we need to worry about in there. It sounds like Shager are looking for an immigration referendum. How likely is that, really, in all honesty, Gilda?
Well, what they want to see in the referendum, it's not going to affect any type of visas that we talk about here, which is the D7, D7, D8, or the D2. Okay, what they want to look into is for the working visas, and they want to do a referendum to make how should I say this in English? Shares for working contracts with foreigners. For instance, in agriculture, you can only apply for 5,000 working visas. In IT, you can only apply for 10,000 working visas. So that's what Shager wants to do a referendum about.
Okay, so they're looking for quotas, and they want a referendum to decide that, and they're using their political leverage. They'll support the budget and the Socialist Alliance if they can have their referendum. So it's quite a tenuous ploy. Nunu was smiling when he heard that as well. We've got a comment for you, Nunu. Did you want to add anything to that? What Gilda said about Shaker and the referendum? No,
I agree with her. They are not seeking for this community.
Yes.
It's more focused on people that are living in Portugal on a very bad conditions.
Yes.
Sometimes 20 people on a very small tiny house with 30 square meters, for instance. So, like Gilda said, it's not they are not seeking for the people that are on this community, but other people.
Yeah,
okay.
well, that's reassuring to hear for us, isn't it? And horrible to hear about some of the conditions that people are facing coming into Portugal, and hopefully something can be done to resolve that. Staying with you, Nunu, I wanted to mention, says the Now Know, how great Helena was from Winsurance. She got us an insurance in just 2 days. She mentioned she hurried MGen to approve the insurance. Is that a service available to other people? Are you able to work that quickly? I mean, we don't want your workers becoming stressed out trying to get insurance for people in 2 days, but you can rise to the occasion, it would appear, Nunu, when people do need it like that.
Well, we don't do miracles, but we can do magic sometimes. So
well, I've heard people say you can do miracles, but okay, that's typically modest of you. So thank you, Nano, for sharing that with us. And if you don't mind passing feedback to Helena, that would be great as well. Let's see, what have we got here? Fiona, back to you, Gilda. Please help me understand. I lived in Portugal for 5 years under the Golden Visa. Do I need a criminal clearance certificate from my passport country or my country of previous residency to apply for permanent residence? According to the IMA website, there are no requirements about the criminal clearance certificate of my passport country or previous residency. Is it, and there's Article 80 below, applicable for golden visa applicants? Can you put any light on that for Fiona, please, Gilda?
Hello, Fiona. If you are applying for permanent residency, the criminal records from your nationality should be enough. It's only they only demand the criminal record from all the places that you lived before if you are applying for nationality, for the Portuguese citizenship.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for Fiona there. If you've got anything else for us, Fiona, do ask over here on the chat in Zoom. Back to rising or availability of rentals. My idealist alerts, says Tom, are increasing. In Costa de Caparica, for example, the number of units available for rent are up 30% in the past couple of weeks. The prices are up 30% or the availability is up 30%? I would have thought in Costa de Caparica, that's the busiest time of the year in August. So let us know what's going on with that, Tom Smith, if you will there. Fiona, I hope that was what you needed. Let us know if not. Over to YouTube. Hamad is there. Good evening to you. Nice to see you there. Hi, everyone. Any updates on the new nationality law about counting of time from the time of submission, of manifestation of interest? Thanks. This is a perennial question, isn't it?
Yes. So according to the new law, to the changes to the citizenship law, you can apply from the moment that you have submit your manifestation de interesse and not from the moment when you got your residency permit. So in practical terms, this is going to buy you from 18 to 24 months.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you for that. That was for Hamad over there on YouTube. Hello, says Gaming King Jr. Hello, although I have no Portuguese ancestry, I'm from Antigua and Barbuda, a twin island nation of the Caribbean laborers. We had some Portuguese laborers that were sent a good while ago. I'd like to study in Portugal, bachelor's degree, and become a citizen eventually. Are there any options for business owners as well, or business owners online? So I guess you covered that when you were talking about the D2, didn't you, Gilda?
Yes, there are some different things that we can do if you are a business owner or a business owner online. The most successful one would be through the D8 route. Of course, that you need to have a minimum of something like 3,100 euros of income per month. If not, we can try the D2 as an independent worker.
Okay, there you go, Gaming King.
But in that case, you need to open an activity in Portugal and you need to pay taxes in Portugal.
There you go. Okay, and it's a blessings as well, adds Gaming King Jr. Igualmente, right back at you there, Gaming King Jr. Thank you for your question on YouTube. Back to the Zoom chat here from Debbie. Forgive me. Citizenship question for Gilda. Did you have to write that so difficultly, Debbie? Citizenship question for Gilda. Criminal background check. I have lived in many, many US states and even a territory. Would I need one from all of them? I'm 5 years away, but I'm curious about that. It could change in 5 years, couldn't it? But as it stands now, Gilda, what's Debbie up against?
In different states of United States or in different...
Yeah, I have lived in many, many US states. So yes, within the United States.
Yes, so you only need the FBI criminal records. That would be enough.
The federal level rather than the state level there. Okay, thank you very much answering Debbie's question there. Tom, coming back to me on availability, about 2/3 are under 1,500 a month. Okay, so there are rentals available in Costa de Caparica, and it's an oh good from Debbie on that. Obrigada for that. Over to Lorraine on YouTube. We have been living in Portimao for about a year, but we'd like to get a European health card. We have our NIF, NIS, and residence card. How to apply in person or just online? If so, where? Nuno, can you help with that, with the European health card?
Yes. So once you get the residency, you should attend to the closest healthcare center to get the SNS. And once having it, I don't know if you need to request it on the healthcare center, the public healthcare center, of or if you can request it online. For us Portuguese, we can request it online and it is very easy. But I don't know if you need some kind of passwords or access online to access to the platform. I really don't know.
All right,
I
thanks.
can help you on that one.
Oh, brilliant, Gilda. Go on.
Okay,
Very
so
busy tonight. Thanks, Gilda. You're working really hard tonight. Back from
I just
holiday.
came from vacation,
You've hit
so
the
I
ground
feel
running
fresh.
tonight. Yes. You're so worth it.
Okay, so if you're a foreign citizen, yes, you need to have your healthcare number from the healthcare center nearest you, and we can help you with that. EI, of course, and with that you can apply online for the European healthcare. But
Okay, that's a distinction, isn't it? It's not she's got the SNS. This is what used to be the EHIC card, I think, right? So this is for European health cover.
yes,
Yes.
and from with that number you can apply online. But as Nuno was saying, for the Portuguese is easier because we have our codes with our ID cards.
Yes.
For foreigners, it's a little bit more tricky, but we can also help with that.
Very good. Okay, so there you go, Lorraine. If you need help, go to the business directory of Expats Portugal, and you can find Gilda and team there. We've done that question for you, Debbie. That was about whether you need the FBI level or the individual state level, and of course you told us it was the FBI level. But Matthew in Stabile says, wouldn't the one used for residency visa be sufficient? I guess it's out of date, isn't it, by the time you get to having citizenship?
Yes, because the criminal record only has a validity of 3 months in Portugal.
Right, so there you
3
go.
months.
Nice try,
So
Matthew.
it needs to be a new one.
It needs to be.
So try not to mess it up so that in 5 years you can have
Don't mess it up.
clear criminal records.
Very good. Okay. No, I went to a center, to the health center, I think this is, Centro de Saúde, and they turned me away. Said I had to apply via the email. I've heard back from them today and it's under review. For the SNS, I went to the nearest and they wouldn't even talk about it. They just pointed to a sign with the requirements and the email address. Now, you might find that, mightn't you, that different centers, if they're really busy, they might not be very welcoming. The one I went to was busy and they were welcoming. This was some years ago, but it will vary, won't it, from center to center, I think.
Yes, it is very different from center to center. In some of them, they will address your questions and your requirements, and they will help you. Some of them will not or are not willing to help or won't try to speak in English. So they will just ask you to send an email.
I wonder if there'll ever be a kind of TripAdvisor of a system for such government.
One thing that you can do, I'm going to give you a tip though. One thing that you can do is if they do that, you ask for the yellow book.
Or the reclamações.
In the reclamações book, yes.
Really, the complaints book.
Yes. Right? Excuse me, I want the complaints book. I need to write something.
Oh my goodness.
And then they will change.
Like that could be that might be a game changer. So leave the reclamações, the complaints book, is what you can ask for to change the atmosphere in such situations. However, says Debbie, they were not busy and they were not welcoming either. So it was the worst of all scenarios there. So maybe the complaints book for that. And also, Matthew, behave yourself. That's not from me. That's from Debbie. We need TripAdvisor for government services. I had a terrific experience at a local finances this week, and credit where it's due. Of course, wouldn't it be great to be able to? And in fact, that was a thing for a while in Portugal, wasn't it? As well as the livro de reclamações, there was a happy book as well where you could leave a compliment. But human beings don't tend to operate in that way, do they? It wasn't very popular.
No, they still have.
Right, okay.
When I went to, I had the minor surgery last October, as you might remember, and I had an excellent treatment in the hospital, and I wrote in the compliments book
Very good. Okay, so that's available too.
because I think that it needs to work like that.
Yeah.
When they are providing a bad service, they need to be called the attention. But when they are rendering a good service, they need to be complimented about it.
We all love
Everyone likes
We all love
to
that.
have a compliment when you are doing a good service.
That's right. And we're not fishing for compliments. However, if you want to put something nice in the chat tonight, feel free. Go ahead and do that. And you can use the forum. You can go to expatsportugal.com/community and say, I had a fantastic service in this particular situation. I had a poor service here. And that's really good intel for other people, I think, if we share that sort of information. Agree with you.
Every time you make a compliment here, I share with my team.
Yes.
And I take a print screen and I share with my team. It's very important to keep them motivated.
I thought you were going to say a little baby polar bear is born every time someone gives a compliment, but no, perhaps not. I agree with you, Gilda. Everyone appreciates that. I always provide a positive comment if it's warranted, capital I, capital F. And Tom Smith, Google lets you leave a review on the government agencies. That's true. By
Yes.
their location, so you can do that. And I hate to leave bad reviews, says Diana, and I love to leave positive reviews. I will also take the time to explain to customer service how they can get a 5-star review from me. That's great. That bit of a briefing there. Maybe send that ahead of arrival. And Gilda, your team is awesome. So there you go. There's a screen.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
I agree. So say all of us. Let's go back to YouTube. Get those questions in. We're into the last quadrant now. We have moved, or if I move to Portugal on a D7 visa, this is Michael on YouTube. Can I eventually work there? I have some skills that might help people. Now, we love to hear that. And it's because it was seen as the retirement visa, wasn't it, the D7? But no, Michael can work and put those good skills to work.
Yes, of course. You can apply for a D7 showing your passive income.
Yep.
And once you come to Portugal and you have your residency permit, not with your visa, but when you have the final residency permit, you can work and you can apply to jobs. However, when you go to the renew of your residency card in 2 years, it is advisable that you still show that you have the passive income.
Yes. Okay. So there you go.
Even though if you are having active income also at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right. So there you go. Great idea, Michael. Yes, you can. And would be lovely, wouldn't it, to be able to give back in that way. And if you've got some unusual or unique skills or years of experience that you want to impart, what a lovely thing to do. Gary Jackson, all my US funds are in long-term CDs, retirement accounts, to you and me, that mature in 2030. Will I be taxed on unrealized gains before 2030? Would that happen? Should I leave Portugal before the gain is realized? So I don't know if you can answer that, Gilda. That's more of a Pedro Branco.
Yes, that's more of a Pedro.
Yeah, he was with us for the cryptocurrency webinar before, Gary. So you could come back again next week, or you could put that direct to Pedro via EI, who you can find in the business directory of Expats Portugal. You go on to say, I am a tax resident in Portugal. CDs were open last year in the US. I think that's a very specialist question. You're not on the NHR, you say, but that's a good question for Pedro. So maybe give EI a call and ask Pedro about that. If EI and Nunu had a yellow book, it would run to volumes. Love them both. So
thank you.
a lovely testimonial from Derek there, and you're amazingly kind, says Nunu to you. Yes, and Nunu and the insurance team, cannot forget them, says Matthew as well. Thank you for that, Matthew. Ilyas Majdi, I have a D2 visa. Can my brother, not married, be included in family reunification, or only for parents and wife and kids? Does that make sense to you, Gilda?
Only for parents, spouses, and kids. However, if you have a D2 visa, I don't know what type of D2, but if you have a company, you can always hire your brother.
There you go. There's a solution.
Idea.
Yes, very good, excellent. I think we're probably drawing to a natural close this evening. It's a quiet sort of August evening. Nuno and Gilda, you've been amazing tonight. Oh, a quickie from the Nanu before we do that, and maybe we can have a quick cultural question. Is there anything you'd like to know from our truly authentic Portuguese people here tonight, Nuno and Gilda, about Portuguese
Nuno
language?
is not authentic. He's half Portuguese, half Spanish.
Yes, I forgot about that. Okay, so we can only ask Gilda in that case, and Nuno will give half an answer on this. The Nanu, my employee, D1 visa holder, also went to the UTENT Centre and got a list of required documents. One of the requirements is the manifestation of interest emitted until the 31st of December of 21, or the CPLP or residence certificate. So, does it mean people normally get an SNS number after a year? Only after I'm give a residency card and can't start using public services shortly after landing, like a health insurance? That's an interesting question, probably for both of you. So, Gilda, what's your angle on that, first of all?
Okay, so if you have a D2, D1 visa, first you need to have a residency permit, and only with the residency permit you can apply for SNS number. Okay.
Right.
Although you can still be entitled to the public service, but you need to pay a fee, which in Portugal, it's not very high, but you can ask how much is the fee going to the hospital for that. However, what I always advise, and also it's mandatory for SEF, is that you need to have a health insurance when you go to SEF. You need to be covered from the period when you arrive with the visa until you have your residency permit. So my advice is talk to Nuno and find a good health insurance until you have your residency permit.
Okay, thank you, Gilda. If you could pick that up then, Nuno, how quickly do people, how quickly are people able to access health services thereafter landing and arriving here in Portugal, Nuno?
Okay, so insurers have a waiting or grace period. And this means that within the waiting period, people can use the health insurance at a reduced cost, at a higher cost compared with the cost after the waiting period. But within the waiting period, people can use the health insurance on the healthcare network at a reduced cost compared with having no insurance, okay? And they are able to have health insurance with once they have the NIF. Okay, this is everything that we need to go ahead.
Yes. And if you do turn up at a Portuguese hospital, it's not going to be like in some parts of America, let's say. You're going to be treated, aren't you? You're going to be looked after. That's
yes.
that's the way the service operates and the culture
Yes.
operates. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, Danano. I hope that helps you. Yep, we already got health insurance as well from Winsurance for a year now. Thought of getting a new tent number as well. So there you go, Nano. I hope that helps. Tom Smith, Gilda, I was able to get finances to send me the bill, and after fighting with Wise for an hour to accept my selfie, should have gone with Spartan. My payment went through. Now for Sarah to send me my NIF, I'll send her an email. So it sounds like Tom was being taken care of with his NIF for you, sometimes known as a NIF number there. I think that just about does it here on the Dream Team session. Maybe some closing comments. Oh, and next week, of course, talking of Casa Portuguesa and rentals, we've got a guide to renting, haven't we? Not next week, Astrid?
That's right, Carl. Yes, we do. So the event is actually up on the calendar. So if you want to RSVP for that one now, you're more than welcome to.
And that's renting step by step?
Yep. Yes,
okay.
it is.
All right, and the Dream Team thereafter at 9 o'clock. Anything else to share? Meetups, and how are things going on EP Connect? Have we got our first wedding to go to yet?
No, we don't have any weddings to go to yet. So get on there, everybody. Get on there and start networking and making friends.
Yes. Okay. All right. And meetups.
Yes, the next meetup will be in Porto on the 26th of October. So I'm just working out the finer details for that at the moment, and we'll be on the event calendar soon. But put that in your diary, 26th of October.
Very good. Okay, I've got a cultural question in the absence of anyone else wanting to ask something.
I need to add something important.
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds very ominous.
No, it is important for people that arrived under a D2 visa.
Yep.
Where they have a contract with a Portuguese entity. These people, they are entitled, according to the Portuguese law, to 1 year of Social Security exemption.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
It would be good to know if,
However, right.
however, IMA is not issuing the residency permits until they show that they start making these contributions. So our advice is, if you came to Portugal under a D2 visa and you are going to IMA, you need to show them that you didn't care about this 1 year Social Security exemption and you started to pay if you want to speed up your process.
Very good. Okay. Thank
Otherwise, they are going to hold on your process 1 year for 1 year until you send the first Social Security contribution approved, and then they will issue the residency permit. It's not very nice, I know, but
No,
it's
but thank
what
you.
is happening.
Well, people need to know. So thank you for sharing. That's a good snippet there tonight. Thanks, Gilda. So I've got I was going to ask a final question, but other information is coming in now. Fernanda, good evening to you. Fern, for sure. I would like to find out a little more regarding healthcare, private healthcare. I have dual citizenship, born in Portugal, living in US, and I'm thinking of retiring within the next 2 years to Portugal. I would like to find out how to go about it and where to look. Well, why don't you call insurance tomorrow? Nunu, I mean, people have already been saying how brilliant insurance are in the chat tonight, Fernanda. What would you like to add to that, Nunu, to your own testimonials about how brilliant you are for providing medical health insurance?
Yeah, please contact one of us or contact me, because I need to understand if you are covered in US, for how long you are covered, which kind of covered you would like to have in Portugal. So please
Reach out.
send me. I'm going to change my name, not Nunu. I'm going to put my email address, so you can text me directly.
There you go, Fern, if I may call you that. So yeah, reach out to Winsurance. I am safe at winsurance.pt will be the email address for that. And I think it's fair to say you'll be pleasantly surprised about how favorably Portuguese health insurance compares to that that you're paying in the US there. Astrid, Jerry, we have requests here for meetups in the Algarve and Coimbra. Does that mean, do you think, that Derek and Linda are offering to host, and Debbie in Coimbra, maybe?
Maybe. Well, we're happy to host it. We just need to know of some great places to go. So if they're the experts down there and they can think of some venues for a meetup, then email me on the below email address, and we'll get it sorted.
There you go. That's to you, Debbie, and to you.
And if they'd like to make a few sandwiches, that will also be very welcome, Carl.
That's what I was thinking. A bit of baking, perhaps. A few bottles of wine.
Yeah, all that.
We're on our way. We're on our way. Now, the Algarve, Coimbra, kind of hot. Certainly hot over where Astrid is. This is my question to you, Nuno and Gilda. Where do Portuguese people go at this time of year when it becomes unbearable in the city? What is the secret escape to cool down? And the other problem, the reverse of that is, where does somebody who lives in San Martino de Porto go, who's disgusted by how terrible the summer's been, to get a little bit of heat and sunshine? So where do Portuguese people escape to when it just gets too darn hot in the Alentejo, for example? Nuno, do you want to go first? Because you
Okay.
with those Spanish genes as well, you know a little bit about heat.
So I think that the majority go to Algarve, part of the vacation, and the maybe half of the vacation in Algarve, and the other half at the village that the family born or they born. So I think that this is what the large majority do.
So a bit of heat in the interior, then get to the coast for a little bit of sea breeze.
Yeah.
By the sound of it. Okay, Gilda, would you agree to that advice when it's getting too hot in Portugal? And I mean, it's really, I feel quite entitled and spoilt and a bit of a brat saying, "Oh, it's too hot here." I mean, it does sound a bit.
Yes, isn't that one of the reasons why you moved here? Why
It's
are you
true.
complaining now?
It's true. It's true. It's true. But forgive me. I do know that Portuguese people do like to get out of the heat eventually.
Yes, I agree with Nuno, except in the part that if, like me, you don't have a place to go,
Yes.
because my family is not from any other part of Portugal. So I stick with the Algarve, or if I want a little bit fresher, sometimes I go. Aveiro is a good choice because it never gets that hot, and you have lots of places to go to the beach, and the water is cool.
And the breeze. There's always a bit of
and there is always a breeze.
It's the Venice and the Chicago. Yes.
And also, if you want a good option in Portugal, you can go to Azores.
Yes. Okay. Get away from it and have a bit more of a breeze.
Yeah.
I think Nuno's got something to add to that. Maybe access to a country cottage.
No, I just want to ask Gilda if she knows Boomerang. So you said that I'm only half Portuguese, and you said that you don't have family in Portugal, so
You can't really be Portuguese. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not that what I say. I don't have a place to go like outside Lisbon. I don't have like when you say I'm going to my countryside house.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have that. I'm
Okay.
sorry, no. It's
just
not the same
joking,
thing.
just joking.
We've got your email address. Offers may be incoming. It's not
Carl, I do have a suggestion for you. I think this will solve your particular problem.
Thank you,
I
Jerry.
suggest you go back and spend 2 weeks in England. Manchester comes to mind.
Manchester.
And then I think you will love San Martino de Porto.
I will stop sounding like a spoiled brat. I know. Okay, fair enough. Look, I knew it, Gilda. Thank you, Jerry, for that suggestion there. Our casa is
I
your.
think I just got an invitation
Just
to
got an
go to
invitation.
Derek
That worked
and
like a
Linda's
dream.
house.
That worked like a dream. Fantastic. Well done. Thanks. We've worked you both very hard tonight. Gilda, great job tonight. We're working for EI and Casa Portuguesa this evening, and Nuno for Winsurance. I imagine there'll be a few more Dream Teamers next week when we do this again at 9 o'clock. Take care. Bye for now, and enjoy the rest of your evening.